Hi everybody, Michaela here. Thanks for joining me for another scrapbooking process video on my YouTube channel. Today I am making a relatively simple layout compared to a lot of the ones that I typically make. This one really just features a bold background paper, some washi tape, and a few enamel accents. And I'm using a couple of pictures for my nature album that are from this past winter. And I want, since the pictures are kind of like, I mean, they're not super dark, but, they're not, your typical bright flowery picture that you see in my nature album. I decided to use that kind of subdued shade of gray background paper, which I believe was from the American Crafts Best of paper pad, I think I got it from. And I'm still trying to follow my challenge to use up my 6x6 paper pads. And like I mentioned in my last video, I'm currently trying to use up my Maggie Holmes Shine Collection paper pad from Crepe Paper. And I decided to use this. I don't know if you can really see it on the film, but the paper itself has that bluish color, and then it has some pink polka dots all across the background, but they're pretty subtle, so they weren't throwing off the color scheme of this layout too much. And so now I'm just cutting down the two pictures, or the two pictures that I'm going to use. I don't end up using that third one that you see off to the right side of my desk. And I'm also trying to use up, because I found that I have a lot of seasonal washi tapes, like Christmas theme, winter theme, beach theme, things like that, where, they're not like just your generic one that you could use with anything. So I'm trying to really utilize them. And you saw there that I was gonna use the washi tape in a horizontal way, but I figured that since the lines on the paper were going vertically, it would just make more sense for the washi tape to be vertical as well. I didn't like how it looked horizontal. I thought it kind of threw off the whole balance of the layout. And now I'm just going in and I'm using a second piece of washi tape on the right side to kind of create like a grid pattern. Well, not really grid, but like a outline more so. And now I'm just marking off on my background paper where I can cut to remove the core of that paper, since I only want, basically a frame around the picture. I don't like to use, just stick a whole sheet behind it when you're not going to see the, that middle paper that's under the picture. So I find like it's kind of wasteful, and and if I take the scraps, I'll punch shapes with them, die cut with them, or I can later on use them as layering. So there's a lot of different uses for it. So I find that it works pretty well for me to do that, and it's easy with a trimmer. I tried at first with a just using scissors, but it was a lot harder than just using my blade trimmer, my Fiskars trimmer. And so now you see me, I'm starting to go in and tape things down. So I'm putting down that base paper, and now I'm gonna, after that I get that kind of straightened out, I'm gonna just go in and lay down my pictures. And on this one I try to also not use up, but kind of add to the color a little bit by using some enamel dots. I believe I end up using blue and teal. And then I also, and I forgot about this, but I end up using some silver adhesive gems from the Joann's Dollar Bin. I think that's the Studio 112 line. That one is, and I don't actually know if Joann is even selling those anymore. I haven't seen them there, so I don't know if they completely don't carry them at all, or what that's about. But so that's what I used. And now at this point I didn't know that I was going to decide to go in with a fair amount of enamel dots. So now I'm kind of picking it out for my embellishment rack that I have there. It's not in the frame, but on the right side of my desk I have I repurposed one of the plastic containers. I think they're magazine racks. I think that's what they're actually for. I think I got it at Staples, and so it has 4 like tiers, and I keep all of my embellishments in their packages on the, in store there. I found that when they were all at one layer, they would all kind of get buried behind each other, but this way it kind of keeps them staggered, and I can easily see through them. And so like I said, now I just laid down the enamel dots and the silver gems, and now I decided that I wanted a little extra washi tape, so I'm using another one of my seasonal rolls that I talked about, and this one is like another, it's almost like an aqua color, and it's just an outline of Christmas trees and stars throughout it. And so I'm just kind of folding it over on the edge, just putting a little bit, because I didn't want it to be too overwhelming, but just for some added details there. So I ended up adding it on both sides, and I don't think it ends up being perfectly aligned, because unfortunately I only noticed after I stuck it down that left side was a tad bit shorter than the right, but you don't really know. People are not going to be staring at it like I would, so it's not a big deal. And now I also just, okay, so here's where I decided that it was still a little too empty for me, but after I add these freckled fawn enamel dots, that'll do it for the layout. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and please consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up. Thanks. Bye.